Welcome back. I told you I would be back to make some cheese, and that's what we're doing today with our Thistle Rennet. So I've used this once before in a previous batch of cheese. The recipe I got is from a book called Goats Produce 2, The Utter Real Thing. This is volume 2. I actually got this recommendation from Michigan Snow Pony, which I'm so sad. It seems that her channel has been hacked. I miss her. Anyways, so I did this the first time. This recipe is just for a soft, fresh goat cheese. It's a lot like queso fresco, if you've had that. It doesn't melt very well, but it adds a wonderful creamy texture. It is fantastic for things like jalapeno poppers, nice salad cheese. I love to add it to my eggs and you know, burritos. It's got a nice creamy texture, and you can flavor it however you'd like. That's what's so nice about goat's milk. It doesn't actually have a flavor. It's just kind of a thick, creamy goodness. So that's what we're going to make today. The only change, I am going to make a change though. So this is kind of an experiment. So here's the recipe. Okay. And as you can see, it says 2 tablespoons of a culture or buttermilk. I did a culture last time. Now I want to see the strength of this rennet, so I'm gonna try it without the culture and strictly use the rennet. So what I'm gonna do is the volume that it calls for the culture, I'm going to use that in rennet, as well as the amount it calls for rennet. So just as a caveat, that's how I'm changing it. So it's kind of an experiment, but you could easily replace the measurement I use with your actual culture. So let's get started. So first, the recipe calls for a ½ gallon of milk. So we're going to get that in the pot, and it says to heat the milk up to 72 degrees. So that's the first thing we're going to do. Okay, I have this on a very low heat. I don't want to cook the milk. I don't want to scorch it, burn it, nothing. And so I am going to continuously stir until it comes up to temp. Now 71 degrees, 72 degrees, 72. That's basically room temp right now. So that's what I'm shooting for. I'm shooting for room temperature milk before I add in my rennet. Alright, so we have reached temp. It didn't take long. Now, this is not perfect, which may mean my cheese fails. I do not have a digital thermometer to check the temp and make sure, so I'm really kind of eyeballing this one. So, if it doesn't work, y'all know why. Well, one of the possible reasons it might not work. So now, the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of culture. Like I said, I'm not going to do a culture, and I'm actually just going to substitute my Thistle rennet as the culture and forego the recipe's call for the diluted rennet, because it's 1 drop to a 1/4 cup of water and 3 tablespoons of that. So if I'm putting this much rennet in here as the culture, or in substitution of the culture, I don't think I need to add the extra stuff. So we're going to keep it simple to 1 change, and that's it. So I have, this is a teaspoon, so 3 teaspoons is a tablespoon. So let's get these in here. And of course, I don't have enough where I could scoop it one-handed. So I'll get these in here and we'll come back. So I've got the 2 tablespoons in there. I'm just going to mix it thoroughly. I keep the extra in the freezer, as I said in my last video, because it doesn't stay fresh very long. So I want to keep it as long as I can. So that's pretty well incorporated, I'm sure. And then we just put a lid on it and let it sit for 12 to 18 hours. So we'll see you in about a day and a half. Alright, now it's time to see if our thistle rennet worked all on its own without the culture. So the next step in this process is to separate the curds. And last time I did this, I just hung it in an old baby's burp rag. And then after it was done draining, you know, we picked bits and pieces off. But I wanted to try more of a mold. So here's what I did. I have this Tupperware container that is broken. So I can't really use it anyway. So I just took my wood burning tool and melted a bunch of holes. I mean, you don't have to get a wood burning tool. Like, I just already had one, so that's what I did. You could like heat up a nail or just, you know, use a nail and hammer holes in it. And then I'm going to place this cheesecloth in here because it says to let it drain for 2 days. There's a lot of whey that'll come off of this. And this time I'm actually going to season it. I didn't do it last time. I just wanted a straight, plain, fresh cheese to see what it tasted like. And last time I used pasteurized milk. So it did have a pasteurized flavor. This time I'm using raw milk. And I'm going to season it up with a bit of garlic powder, red pepper flakes, salt, pepper, and some thyme from our garden. So why don't we take a look in here and see what we've got. Okay, so here we are. I'm a little late. It's more like 24 hours later instead of 12 to 18. So, but it does look like we have some curds. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, I've got a nice layer of curds. Oh, this is so exciting. This has worked quite well. And they're nice. I mean, this is nice and stiff. I mean, it really came together nicely. I am so excited. Okay, so I will get this sliced so I can scoop it into here. And I just have it on a cookie cooling rack over a skillet so I can catch the whey. So let's get this moved over. And while I move this into here, I will season each layer with all of the herbs that I've chosen to season with it. Oh, I just had to show you. Look at this. This is fantastic. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I am so excited about this. Oh, doesn't that look just gorgeous? Oh, this is so exciting. Okay, so now I'm going to fold the cheesecloth over it, and I'm going to set some type of weight on it. It could be anything really, whatever you have on hand. And then I'm going to sit it in the fridge and let it drain for 2 days. So after 2 days, we will come back and I will show you how it looks. And of course, we will taste it. Good morning. I haven't even had my coffee yet, but I'm so excited to try the cheese. Today's the day. It's been draining for 2 days, and this is my final result. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh. So it looks like a bowl because I put a bowl inside here as my weight. So I think I'm going to make a more uniform style press to put in there. Anyways, so I weighed this. A half a gallon of milk yielded us a 10-ounce block of cheese. So that's not too shabby. Now I'm gonna give it a try. Look at that. That is beautiful. And it smells so good with these herbs in here. Ooh. That red pepper's coming through. A little spicy. I am extremely pleased with this. And the fact that we did not have to have any commercial products to do this. Simply wild crafted rennet to make our own cheese. Score one, we did it. So guess what's going in my eggs this morning? Oh yeah. So hopefully you guys give this a try. Make your own styles. My next attempt will be an aged cheese, so I'll definitely be putting that one up as well. I like to experiment a little first, you know, try things out, see how they work. But now that I know the rennet works for cheese, I just don't know if it'll work for aged rennet. I know nettle also works well as a vegetable rennet, but people say not to use nettle for aged cheeses. But I couldn't find anything on Thistle rennet. So next time, we'll try some aged cheese. So, hopefully guys, you all have a blessed day. And I will be here at the homestead where the grass, dirt, and gravel meet. Till next time.